Once again, Ms. Aida, I would like to say welcome to Addis. Welcome to the Geneva Peace Week meets Addis. Would you like to say a few words to the audience here and online?
Thank you very much for the invitation for peace-building dialogue, which we are really needed in Sudan. And thank you for having me here with all of you. And I think everybody know about what happened in Sudan for the last 2 years. And I wish things will be solved soon, that all the Sudanese people can go back to their home, or the ladies who have been really suffering most of the Sudanese people can go back home or can see their children or their families. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us, Ms. Aida. I will have 2 questions. The very first question is, Ms. Aida, as the Secretary General of the Red Crescent in Sudan, you have led through incredibly complex crises. Can you share what has sustained your commitment in such difficult times and what keeps you motivated?
As you say, when you introduced me, I have been with the National Society for more than 30 years. So what motivated me, that it is my national society, is my home, and the support that the Sudanese people really need. And the amazing volunteer we have in Sudanese Red Crescent, that now for the 2 years, they are still there, they are still supporting the community, the staff, and the commitment they did. They are, I have 50 staff. They all don't have family in Sudan now. They are scattered. Either it is the neighboring state or even cross the border outside Sudan, but they committed and they came back and worked for the sake of the Sudanese people. Whenever you enter any IDP camp or go to hosted community who have more than 10 family in the house with them, and you see the hope in the eyes of the Sudanese people that at least if even you didn't have anything to give to them, but you sit down with them, you talk to them. It's like a psychological support for all of them, after all the suffering they found. Sudan needs a lot of people that really to go and work and to support the Sudanese people of all the suffering. What is motivating me most, the suffering of the ladies in Sudan and all the sexual rights, and they get it, that Sudanese ladies, they have been sold as a slave in neighboring country, unfortunately. A lot of rape cases has been, you find them when you go around in the IDPs camp. The children that they are not in the school now for the 2nd year, they stay in IDPs camp with a very basic service. Some of them, they didn't even see electricity for the last 2 years. And for young people who didn't continue their university degree and they still hanging around in Sudan, they didn't get the chance to cross the border for other country. And even if you cross the border to the other country, still the suffering of the Sudanese people is there. If you visit, as I visit the other country. I went through the 18 states. As I say that, we have the SRC branches is there. The amazing work done by the staff and the volunteer, the support we give it to the community, the relief, the fund that came, the distribution of the cash, the working in hospitals, by the SRC, it all make the commitment, and the love for my country make me stay there.
I think Ms. Aida's speech deserves a very warm round of applause. Don't you guys think? She mentioned the love for my country and the women who are suffering in the IDPs. Thank you so much for your service once again. The second question, Ms. Aida, is, as you know, Sudan is facing a very devastating humanitarian situation currently, yet much of the world's attention is elsewhere. What do you think the international peace-building community can or should do about standing in solidarity with Sudan so that the situation in Sudan is not treated as a forgotten war?
It is still forgotten war up to now, Sudan. You don't see it in the media, you don't see it unless it is only 1 or 2 days or even an hour. And that is nobody talk about Sudan. The war in Sudan learn us that all this word we're talking about, humanitarian diplomacy, peace building, is not functioning there anymore. It is a terrible war that it doesn't respect anybody. It doesn't respect the human being. Forget about international humanitarian law, all this big word, we always say it everywhere. I work for the National Society for the 30 years. I'm teaching the volunteer, I'm teaching the staff, teaching everybody that if the war comes, we have to respect the emblem, we have to respect the victim, to evacuating. But what happened, I have a volunteer that she's doing a first aid, has been shot in her head while she's doing her activity. So for us, for Sudan, we really look for peace, but a peace that gives the dignity of the Sudanese people. We cannot say just stop the war like that and people just go back. 50% of the Sudanese people, they don't have houses anymore to go back to it. Either it is destroyed, burned, looted, or other people is living in their houses so that they cannot go back there. So hope we will have peace in Sudan, and I ask everybody to pray for that soon. But really, we need to have a new technique, a new dialogue, how we bring peace to Sudan, how we can talk about a language that the fighting party understand that a human being is really valuable. They have to respect that. Thank you.
It's rather a very emotional moment for me, and I assume it's for everyone else. And as you said, we'll keep Sudan in our prayers, and also we'll take, I think we need more actions to stop whatever is happening in Sudan, which is, as you said, very devastating. Miss Aisha, Aida, sorry, it would have been really nice to keep talking to you, but just due to interest of time, I'll give you maybe one last minute if you would like to conclude our very quick chat.
Thank you for giving us the chance to talk about Sudan today. What I would like from the international world is that come to Sudan. Come and see come to the reality. Forget about media, forget about what they are talking. If you come to Sudan, the terrible story you will find it there is really, really terrible. You cannot believe what is happening in Sudan. A complete family is just fired because they refuse to go out of their houses. So it is just an invitation. Please come to Sudan. Have a conference like this in Sudan to see what is happening there. And I think it is possible now that everybody can come and join us and see the stories so that we can have peace in the country. And don't forget Sudan and pray with us for Sudan. Thank you very much.